Hello, can you hear me? It works? Okay. This is a presentation on the education of blockchain. It is the creation of the first specialized master's, a master's MBA in blockchain project design. And so it's the first fully accredited Masters of Blockchain in France. And so it's pretty much kind of outlining why we need it and what does accreditation mean exactly. So what were the challenges? Well, let me give a little bit. This is an introduction of myself. My name is Won Kim, and I'm the Director of Pedagogy at the Master Specialty Blockchain Project Design, and it is in French. And first of all, to give a little background, the program is a part of a bigger consortium of schools, which is owned by INSEC-U. And INSEC-U is the largest and the fastest growing private higher education university in Europe now. And so, it has so we're pretty, the ambition is to become like a university in the United States. And in France, it's pretty much, they're mostly schools that are smaller and specialized. And what the INSEC did was they bought up many schools and consolidated, and I'll show you exactly why that's an advantage. So first of all, why do we even create a program like this? Well, because the reality is 92% of all blockchain projects are failures, okay? And why do blockchain projects fail? Well, two reasons. One, either you're technical and you don't know the business parameters, or your business and you think that you know blockchain, and this is the majority of the reasons. And we're still caught up in this problematic at the moment. And so this is why we created this program. And if you look at the timeline, and this is the Gartner hype cycle, this is when, in 2017, is when the proposal for this program was made. And as you can see, it was just the beginning of the hype cycle. And then, of course, this hype cycle is about cryptocurrencies, of course. And then when it was approved, it was at the very height of the cryptocurrency boom. And then we are here now. Okay, and so this and why is this important? Because there was a lot of interest in this program, and of course it is a sign of its times. We are writing it, but this is why I like being here. I like being here because we don't feel with the Ethereum crowd, we don't feel like things. We don't feel the cycle at all. Okay, now. Originally, this was a program in a partnership with ESCE and ECU, and these two schools. ESCE is a business school, and this is where I am, where I work, and ECE is an engineering school. And so we decided to team up together and to get an accreditation called the Conférence des Grandes Écoles. Now, what does that mean, the Conférence des Grandes Écoles? It is kind of, for those of you who don't know the French system, there is the Grande École system, and one can say it's equivalent to like the Ivy Leagues in the United States. And so it is a prestigious brand, and one cannot just obtain it. One must already be a Grande École, and so this is what makes it quite unique. Now, what happened? Well, we realized that the majority of the people who really need to realize a project are not students, because students, they don't know yet even what to create. And so we realized that they're professionals in the field. And so this is why we had to add another school, which is under the INSEC umbrella, and this is executive education. And this allows a professional to work full-time and to get an MBA and a master's degree. And so another accreditation that's really, really important is what we call the RNCP in France. And this allows you to get public money. Okay, so the French, when you have a full CD, what they call a CDI, a full-time job, you put aside a certain amount of money, and that you can use for continuing education, and so this is completely paid for by the French government. And so this is a very important option. And so we added this, and of course, the IFG also has an executive MBA title. And so now it's not you only get not that you only get a master's, you also get an MBA. So, what is the originality of the program? Well, it's taught in French, and I know I'm speaking in English now because this is an international community, but it's a program taught in French. And the decision to do this was a couple of reasons. One, first of all, we found that professionals in France speak French. And so it's very hard for them to really dialogue every day in English. And that's the reality of the situation in France. The French speak French. But the second reason, and the more important reason, is that the French ecosystem, the blockchains, the professionals here, there's world class. And so we saw that those among the professors who are able to come and teach, there's nothing lacking. And so this is another reason why we didn't hesitate to make it into French. And what the objective of this program really is really to succeed in the creation of a project. Now, why does this have an advantage? Well, because imagine if you are a big corporation, you don't want to pay hundreds and thousands for a proof of concept to IBM. And so what you're going to do is you can work with a student who is a professional, and half of our students are already their programmers are already in the field for on average about 10 to 15 years, and so they're going to be working with professionals, but they only pay at an intern rate. And so this is risk amortization. And so this is why this allows us to be more experimental with big corporations. And this allows us to really work on real projects. And so we're going to be bridging the gap between corporate, especially corporate who want to go a little bit, want to learn at the same time and develop more than just the POC. And so this is exactly why we made the program. And so this is a 14th month program. Now, who do we attract? Well, these are the students currently, and this is their profiles, okay? So we have working professionals, we have students seeking another master's, so this is a bac plus 6, meaning that once you have a master's, this is like an additional master's, okay? And so IT professionals and manager profiles. And we don't have a big group. It's a first year, and we're launched, but among the 10 students that we do have, it falls exactly under these profiles. Now, so it's a 14-month program, and we split it between online learning and classroom, okay? So we have 37 days of live classrooms, but of course the way we do it, yes, you have, okay, thank you. And so the way we do it is in the classrooms, it's Fridays and Saturdays, so it allows the students to work, and then we have an online program. And so, and of course, because of the accreditation, they have to not only realize a project, but they have to write a thesis based on that. Now, of course, what are the 6 phases of the program? Of course, there is the fundamental concepts, but what's really important is you really want to conduct a study on the opportunity feasibility. You really want to create the tech stack, so we're blockchain agnostic, even though they learn the fundamentals of Ethereum. And then they have to defend the project, and then most importantly, they have to be able to raise money. Okay, so raising money, this is the big objective at the end. So they have, so it's what do you get out of this? You get 2 diplomas, and then you get 2 certifications because we go to San Francisco and London. And so this is the advantage of being part of the INSECU, is that 1 week is spent in London, and 1 week is spent in San Francisco, especially in June when they have the projects ready to pitch. They're going to be pitching in front of the investors in San Francisco. And so we came back from London recently, and this is us. And now, blockchain projects. Well, the whole thing is to have, like I said, you're not working with just a student, you're working with the team, you're working with the professors. And so this is exactly why the chances of succeeding in a project is much higher than if you were doing it alone. So what are some of the big questions? Which protocols should we focus on, right? Obviously, right now we're focusing on Ethereum as a foundation. And then the other questions which we start our program with is what are the legal evolutions right now? That's a big one. And how much should we focus on interoperability? And this is a very important question that we're trying to tackle with right now. And then, and should we focus more of our education on disruption or adaptation, especially corporate adaptation? And so these are the big questions that we're focusing on. Now, the good thing is that the French government is pretty much on our side. They're investing 25 million euros over 5 years to help with the design and validation of projects. And a lot of this is going to education. So we're kind of sitting in the pole position at the moment. And so what are the job opportunities? Well, you're it, you know. So people who are here, these are the job opportunities. So this is why I like being here, because I can also discover what are the job opportunities that are emerging at the moment in this field. And so, so these are some new fields, new positions, and if you have suggestions to tell me which other positions you think are going to be important, please tell me no. Now, because of the success of the first program, we are opening up another one in April 10, and so the applications are open now. And so I'm here to pitch this also. All right, so if you do have any questions, please let me know, especially concerning on how to improve a program, such as what would be a good blockchain master pedagogy. Okay, and this is also why I'm here, is because it evolves every single year. Every single 6 months I come to an Ethereum convention, there's always something new. And so for me, this is another exciting thing about this is that I constantly, as a director, I'm a student. I constantly have to be here. I constantly have to learn. So I'm open to suggestions and questions. Any questions?
Don't be shy.
So how many, okay, so let's talk about, so before we go into, how many of you here are autodidact, meaning that you learned the technology completely on your own? Okay, how many of you actually learned some of it in school? Okay, and so for those people who learned it in school, do you find the benefit of that, or do you think that it's something that you could have learned on your own anyway? So most of the education that you've learned in the programs are pretty much introductory education, right? About what is blockchain. And did that help you kind of get into the field, or you were already interested already? You're not working in the blockchain field? Yeah.
Sorry, if your question is specific about blockchain, I'm not working directly on blockchain.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm just working in the coding field.
Oh, so you're a coder,
Just a
yeah.
developer.
Okay.
On blockchain.
But you did learn some blockchain in school?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, okay. So you just, okay, so that's what I was asking.
Sorry if your question was...
Oh, no problem, no problem. Well, the thing is that right now, according to the Minister of Finance in France, there is a huge lack of qualified people. Now, the problem is that I know a lot of qualified people, and they can't find jobs, right? And so this is the tragedy. A lot of qualified people that I know also are looking for work, looking for opportunities to connect to corporations. And so if you need that, we're also a kind of hub for that. And this is, again, why we've created the Masters. Thank you very much.